I'd like to show you why I have currently got an order on AVAX to be long for this bull market, this upcoming alt trend that I believe at the point at which I get entered into this trade will be the beginning of what we've all been waiting for. And while I bring that to you, I want to also show you why I'm looking at AVAX, and I'll show it to you in a live chart, a live trade, and I'll also show you the steps as to how, or some of the steps, how I've come to the conclusion to risk my own money in the market. And it's not an insignificant amount of money either. It's a decent sized trade. Okay, so continuation patterns is what a breakout falls into. It's a continuation of a trend. That's how I trade these things anyway, and they come in varying different names and shapes and sizes, obviously pennants, symmetrical triangles, consolidations, blah, 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 blah. All of those, I really don't care about the names. I give zero shits. Couldn't care less, okay? What's important to me is what information is being told to me. And at the end of the day, the information that's being told to me for any of those particular signals that I've just, brought up on the screen, whether it's an ascending triangle or a descending triangle, all of those things, the one thing it does say is they all come together to basically say, well, they say a breakout. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's the build up for a break, and that's what they're there for. So what I'm looking for is really, really simple, and I really try and make things for my personal trading. I've been doing it 20 years. I've simplified things for me. People get confused with support and resistance and a breakout. So resistance to me, it's two tests at a minimum. Two tests that's above, that's the resistance. Yeah, it's got to be very precise or within a bee's dick. Why do I call it a bee's dick? I hear you ask. Well, you probably remember that. Within a bee's dick, just a little prick through, and I still classify that as being a test. It's support if it's underneath. So support or resistance is two tests in my opinion. But for a trade, I need three. There's got to be three tests of that upper price point. We're talking about resistance here because I am talking about going long. If there are three tests of that upper price point, then I've got the basis for a level that I would consider to be strong enough where a trade can start to build and momentum can start to build. The more touches that we get, often the level becomes more significant, but it doesn't mean the trade becomes better. And I'll explain to you why in just a sec. So you've first got to be able to nominate levels of support and resistance. And most of you will have done that. It's the build up that's the next phase that's really, really important. The next item of the checklist, I trade with checklists, is knowing that build up. And I know lots of you might gloss over and say, well, I've done trading breakouts before. Yeah. I know you have. And they fail very, very frequently. We've got to increase that probability of a successful outcome on a breakout. And this is one of the ways that I do that. It's by understanding the logic of what we're looking for. Now, the idea behind this is, forget the numbers here, but what we're looking at here is 30,500. That's our level of resistance. You can see that we've got test 1, test 2, and test 3. We've got three areas where prices hit, had a concerted effort to move away, come back up in, hit, a concerted effort to move away. That's the significant point for the resistance. The most significant part, to me anyway, is how price moves up into those levels each and every time. See, what we've got here is a HL. That stands for a higher low. What I'm looking for when I've got a level of resistance, again, the same on support on the way down, but we're talking breakout on AVAX for long. What I'm looking for is higher lows building up into it. It's kind of like a pressure cooker. My nan used to have a kettle that, when the steam would go off, it'd make a big, very annoying whistle, and you'd know that the pot was boiled because the steam would come racing out. That's what a breakout, that's what we want. We want ample pressure buildup at one point, at the point at which your entry order goes, it shoots through. That's the logic, that's the theory, and that's what we're looking for, a narrowing of those higher lows. Now, whilst this is not everything in my trading strategy for a breakout, this is the core elements. Throw in some moving averages, throw in convergence of MACD, and you've really got something really basic, but incredibly powerful. Don't underestimate the beauty of a good breakout. Now I want to show it to you on the chart itself. I've had this order on AVAX for quite some time. Now, what you'll notice here, there's a bee's dick through there. Well, it's a bit more than a bee's dick. This is AVAX. This is a daily chart. I'm not really interested in the daily chart. I'm more interested in the weekly chart. And this requires traders to zoom out. It requires traders to actually look at these higher timeframes and pick up macro trend moves. That's what I'm pretty good at doing. So from my standpoint right now, what I did have the order in was for a breakout on the 2-day. And again, resistance, test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4 Okay, so I know there's a little bee's dick here, a little bee's dick there. I'm not too concerned about this, given that if I do get filled in this, my perspective for this trade is to be in it for multiple months and to give us, to get a very, very significant move. There is big money to be made on a trade like this that plays out. Do these trades always come about? No. Do you need to be patient? Yes. But you do also need to have a formula for which you can repeat time and time and time again. This is also brilliant for those that are, if you don't want to trade margin, I don't care. Don't. Trade spot. This is a spot type play as well. You don't need to just use margin when you're trading the markets. You can trade weekly timeframes and take more time. So my stop loss now will be up underneath here. Why? Well, because that will be the high or low. If the market is to push from here and enter me as it breaks above the high of this candle, I will then be long. At that point, we have blue skies ahead. We have nothing in the way, and we have a phenomenal and a long period, a consolidation period that realistically sort of started from back in April, and it has continued to build and build and build. And that's my long order I have currently on AVAX. Now, I've pointed out AVAX. There are many more in the market out there. And I ask you this, if you are looking for positions, if you are looking for what to trade or what to buy and sell in this upcoming bull run, you wouldn't go too bad by having a look across these lists, depending on what exchange you work with, to find these types of breakouts. I just gave you the formula. Go and have a look and see what you find. Let me know. Let me know what you find. Second to that, if you want to know where I get my lists from, there's a place called watchlist.guru. So you just type in watchlist.guru and it gives you all the lists for the exchange that you want to trade. So there's Binance, there's OKX, there's Bybit, there's BitGet. You name it. It's just a really cool place to get. And I don't get anything for saying this, by the way. I'm just letting you know if you want to go and find a place where you can get all your charts for trading for your exchange, then watchlist.guru is a bloody good spot for it. Anyway, that's my breakdown for breakouts, and that is my current live order long on AVAX. If you want to find out more about what I do, just hit the link in bio, join up to the free newsletter, and we'll go from there. Hope it helps. Have a ripper day. Bye for now.